Hey, how's it going today?
Good. How you doing, Bernard?
I'm
Pleasure
doing
meeting you.
good. Pleasure meeting you too. Excited to talk to you guys. So let's just jump right to this. You guys are both you both have been in respective shows have played characters that's been on the quote unquote right side of the law. So in Raise the Cannon, what's it like for you both to play, characters that's on the opposite end and doing, more nefarious things as far as drug dealing or being financiers to drug dealers?
Fun, 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 fun. About time. I love it. I love it. I feel like I have this alter ego inside of me. I'm so glad. I love roles where things are not what they seem, or you think a person is this way. And this role has taught me you can't judge a character by or book by its cover. You can't judge it. So I love it, to answer your question.
Mhm.
And for me, I've been playing cops from the beginning of my career. Um, it's good. It's to be on the other side of the law because it challenges me as an actor um, to do something different, to do something new, to do something innovative. And one thing you can't do is hate a character you're playing. You can't hate the character that you're playing. So you have to find some uh, something that you can attribute to. And I realize that people who are on this side of the law, especially um, uh, for Black folks, who have been marginalized for so long, it's if you don't allow me to be a part of the regular economy, I'm going to make a way out of no way in the underground economy. And so I don't see it as something that is illegal. I see it as something that is adaptable.
Mm,
So making a way out of no way. And if you look at the history of finance and business in America in itself, if you just look at America and our great wealth, uh, there's a saying, show me a great fortune and I will show you a great crime.
ooh,
So when we think about our Rockefellers and our Kennedys and our Carnegies, and Fords, like I said, show me a great fortune, I'll show you a great crime. So right now, we're showing you a great crime, which will build to that great fortune.
Mm.
awesome. Now you guys are very unique because you guys correct are a couple. And what's it like working together on the show? Do you guys feed off each other? Does it make it easy to play the characters? Because I love both of you on the show. It's just a fun dynamic you have as far as like the matching outfits and the way she feeds off what you say and what you feed off what she says. Is how fun is it working together on Raise the King?
I do not know that man. No, I'm just joking. No, it's I have a great time working with everyone on set. Like I said, I feel honored because I do have a friendship with Wendell, and I feel honored to work with him. It's like a masterclass every day. He is one of the most giving actors and one of the best, in my opinion. And I'm honored. I'm honored.
Awesome.
Yeah, I love working with Erika. I've met her working, and so I know her as an actor first.
Mm,
Before I got to know her personally. So that is the colleague that I've nurtured a relationship with through our work together, and watching her work independent. So that's what we get to explore in the show. A relationship of being colleagues for a long time, and so that is always the truest barometer by which to judge the work.
mm.
What is our relationship with the work? The greatest relationship you have as an artist is with your work, and when you can share that with someone else who's watched your career, you've watched their career, it's great to come together and share it on something like this. So it's always a great opportunity.
Awesome. Apologize if I got anything wrong there.
Oh, not at all. Not at all.
Okay. Mr. Pierce, you might be the expert on this. In the show, you both work with Ronnie, and Ronnie is honestly might be the scariest character in Power since Kanan. So,
He's the
Mr. Pierce,
nicest guy ever. That's the funny part.
Yeah,
right.
great
The
actor.
nicest.
So, Mr. Pierce, you worked with a character Omar Little, brilliantly played by the late
Michael
excuse
K.
me,
Williams.
Michael McKay Williams. And now you this character. So on the social media side, there's a lot of comparisons happening with Ronnie and Omar. Do you believe that's a fair comparison as far as the how they menace their areas, their hoods, or whatever? Like, do you think it's a fair comparison to make?
I think it's a fair comparison because what those observations are is the recognition that in our communities, there's a thin veil between those who choose one path or the other. As I was saying before, to make a way out of no way. We have, through the course of the history of our communities, we've known each other. We've been a community, right? We've been a community. So we know who's on the right side of the law or the wrong side of the law. We know who can be really violent and others who can be strategic and diplomatic, because we are all of the same community. I found when I was playing police officers, most of the Black cops became cops because they said the violence and the crime in our community didn't reflect everybody in the community. It was only 1%, right? Mm. And I wanted to protect the Mr. Anns and Mr. Joes who were doing right. At the same time, it was those same gangsters who would be able to see you and say, hey, man, you're not supposed to be over here. You're running with the wrong crowd. You're doing right. I know your mama. She's taking care of you. You get out of here before something happens. Something's about to pop off. So the sense of community is the thing that is paramount and that they're seeing. And the relationship between Bunk and Omar, and the relationship between Snaps and Pop and Ronnie. We know your brother. We know you. We know how homicidal you can be. Now, here's the deal. Let's make sure we leverage this correctly, all right? And understand, I'll front you, but we have some conditions. And it's because of that knowledge of community to bring together. It's a good observation. So I would hope that people would take that from the show as they step into our lives and step into our communities in real life and say, hey, listen, do we want this in our community? And if we don't, can we talk to those who are bringing it into the community, that we can have a dialogue about it and say, I understand where you're trying to go. Let's try to solve both issues, bring you some wealth and some promise. At the same time, let's lessen the detrimental effects on our community. I've actually gone to the corners where kids have been slinging and said, hey, what can I do to get you off this corner? If I could get you a gig where you can pay your house note, get a car, take your girl to the movies on weekends, would you get off this corner? They said, hell yeah. So now they've given me my challenge. Build the economic development that would take him off that corner that leads to slinging, that leads to violence, that leads to the detriment of our community. So I love that comparison. That's why we do it. We're students of human behavior, and that's what Power is eliciting in the commentary. So it's a good comparison.
Awesome. All it needs is opportunity. Final question. Keeping it in the same place, same space. Power is a unique franchise because it birthed multiple successful franchises. And I'm curious to think, Mr. Perez, do you think The Wire could have had some franchise? And then also, what would you think Snaps and Pop spinoff would look like? What would you two think it was Snaps and Pop spinoff show would look like?
I think it would look
amazing. Erika can tell you exactly what the spinoff is. Go ahead, Erika.
Well, I'll let you
about this. The Pop. There is a power book in Snaps and Pops because we have a history that you want to know about, and also we've been pulled back into the game, right? We were kind of happy to be where we were, as we say. We were in retirement. If you want us back in the game, we'll be back in the game. I'll show you. I'll show you, young buck, how to be back in the game. So there is that power book that is there. Oh, yeah, it's on the shelf. We're going to pull that sucker off and open that motherfucker. Oh, I'm sorry. Open it.
Oh, fine.
I've got where I was. Get the beat ready. And what Power Book 3 is doing, I actually suggested at The Wire, at the end of The Wire, I suggested to David Simon to do a prequel So you saw how Stringer and Barksdale got the towers, right? Before we started, they say they took the towers over from this other family. And I had solicited Samuel L. Jackson, to play the lead of that family that Idris and Wood took the business over from. And I wanted that to be a movie. And you would have seen how McNulty and Bunk got together. You would have seen how Stringer and Barksdale took over the towers from the previous family, which was run by Samuel L. Jackson. And David was thinking about it. Then years later, he told me, "Man, you know, I was never going to do that. I just said that to stop you from bugging me so much. I still think it's a great idea." So, but that was suggested. But David said, "Look, like a good book, you can go back to The Wire over and over again, and no one needs to write a good book over. Let people read it as many times as they want to."
Erika, you want to add?
I think he said it all. I definitely think, like, with Snaps and Pop, you're definitely gonna want to know, how did they get to where they're at? How are they in retirement? What's going on? And I think it would be amazing to get some of those questions answered. We have a real serious past.
I would also like to see you two shopping together, because you know your fits, the
Yeah.
matching sweatsuits are
Oh, yeah.
amazing. I think I got my Halloween costume ready for me and my girlfriend. I already know what we're
Please
gonna do.
do. Please.
There it
We're
is.
honored.
Please.
Love it.
You know
Love it.
Thank you.
You
It was
know.
an honor talking to you guys today. I appreciate it
Nice
so
to
much.
meet
Love your
you.
characters today. Thank you.
Thanks, Bernard.
Thank you, Bernard.
You're welcome.